Good evening everybody, Flak is back, and today we will be discussing the new kayaks in Rust. We'll be talking about the paddle, which is actually a weapon, and of course take a look at the fancy new fishing village monuments. Yes, that's right, I said monuments. That is plural and not single. Ooh, exciting changes on the horizon. Now, if I have a look at the map, which happens to be very blurry, you'll see the fishing village has a very basic shop. There's another one up there and to the right here. So 3 fishing villages spawn on a standard Rust map. Ooh, it's gone clear, look at that. Ooh. And here we have the new fishing village, and my, are they absolutely gorgeous. They decorated really well. If you look at the lower right hand side of the screen, you'll see that this is actually a safe zone, much like the Bandit Town and the Outpost. There's a couple of peacekeeper turrets in place so that you can't grief anybody. I see there's a blank default shop over here. I can imagine it'll be populated in the future, but for now it remains blank. But if you have a look around, the decoration is stunning. It looks like a lot of the entities on this fishing village was created from scratch, and I love the vibe that it gets. I can see there's also ladders leading up to the deck so that if you want to approach the shop via boat, you can do that. But the main feature, other than the gorgeous decorations, is the fact that it has a shop. If you regularly play Rust or you watch my videos, you'll know that the helicopters no longer spawn on the roadside. The same thing is going to be happening here. No more boats will spawn along the coast. If you want a boat, a small one or a reef, you'll have to go to the shop at the fishing village. This shop works exactly like the helicopter one. They sell a couple of basic items like all diving equipment, and they sell the super important kayak and paddle blueprints. And that is the important bit, because half of this video is dedicated to the new kayak system. But for now, let's go purchase a boat. I'm going to need to do some scrap farming quickly.
Nice.
Easy. Now the small boat only costs 200 scrap, but I can imagine it's subject to change. And once purchased, it spawns into this little dock area on the side. It also has peacekeeper turrets here, very nicely decorated. I'm super impressed with it. You hop into the boat, it gives you a standard 50 low-grade fuel to start off with, and you're on your way. The Reeb boat, or the Reeb boat, costs 400 scrap for now, and it also spawns with 50 low grade. And to be perfectly honest, I actually really like the way that this is going to be done. I didn't like the fact that boats could just spawn anywhere. I didn't like the fact that boats didn't spawn in the winter biome or the snow biome. It was a little frustrating needing to run half the map in order to find a boat. So this change I feel is very welcome, because not everybody uses the ocean. To be honest, I mostly only use the ocean to play my particular style of Rust. So having a boat on demand is actually a great idea. And now the fact that I can actually craft my own kayak from scratch if I can't find a boat is a real game changer. For me at least. The kayak itself, it reckons it is an improvised wooden kayak, seats 2 and requires a paddle to operate. It only needs 75 metal fragments, 400 wood and 100 cloth to make your own one on a level 1 workbench. The paddle that doubles as a weapon to power the thing needs 15 metal fragments, 1 metal blade and 200 wood. To use them is very similar to the summer DLC. You go out to the ocean to a nice shallow piece of water, you wait for it to turn blue and you click to deploy it. They look really good, fits completely in with the Rust theme and decor, and I absolutely love it. Your physics is nice and bouncy, you can stand on it, you can push it around, very easy to operate, and you can tell it's a very light craft. It has 2 seats for you and your boyfriend. To sit, all you have to do is push E like a normal boat. The default view is actually fantastic. To switch seats, you push X like a normal boat, and to power it, you are going to need to equip the paddle in your hotbar. Now to steer, left click turns left and right click turns right, and naturally if you have ever seen anybody paddle, you'd have to click left and then click right and then click left in order to power it forward. Now, obviously it requires a little bit of momentum, so I personally found the best way to power this thing at a decent speed is to have 2 strokes on the left and 2 strokes on the right. So you hold your right mouse button for 2 strokes and then you switch over to the left one for 2 strokes. Clicking it does nothing, you have to do the holding mechanic. Now I'm going to hold down my right click and you're going to see it makes a very broad turn. It doesn't turn very sharply unless you use the reverse feature, more on that later. And it's good to know once you develop a bit of speed, you can actually put the paddle away, take out a weapon and you can fight whilst the kayak glides to a nice slow stop. A very cool feature. I of course can't shoot for shit, so I'll be using the kayak for mostly fishing once they eventually add it to the game. Now when you sit and you hold down the S key or the backwards key and then you use your left and right click to turn, you can actually get it into reverse. This is a nice feature because if you get stuck on the sand you can reverse your way out, and it also helps to turn sharply. Remember earlier when I made that wide turn, it was way too wide. However, if I wanted to do a sharp turn, all I have to do is paddle towards something, then hold down the S key to put it in reverse and then carry on paddling. That does a nice sharp turn, much like this example over here. I mentioned earlier that the paddle also doubles as a weapon, and it's actually a double weapon. Let me just spawn in a player quickly, heal him up, chop him in the head, and you can see it's done 60 damage for a headshot. If I use right click, I can throw it like a spear. Cool hat, bro. And it also makes 60 damage for a headshot. Very cool weapon. I see myself crafting a paddle even if I don't have a boat. It's really cool to use. In terms of health, the little kayak doesn't have that much health. They're very easy to destroy with a couple of chops or shots. But again, it's quite cheap to craft, so if you lose it, not the end of the world. We quickly destroy this bad boy. I always get this first try.
First try.
And as mentioned before, the other fishing villages are actually designed very differently. I'm going to go towards the second one now. Oh, okay. And also don't remember to kill people near the fishing villages because it's a safe zone. I'm going to quickly enter debug mode so I cannot get shot. And as you can see, completely different from the other one. It is very nicely designed, very unique entities. Of course, they all have the same basic feature, a small little shop and a dock area to occupy your purchased vehicle. The third and final one is a much bigger one, I noticed. It looks more like a working harbor than anything else. I can imagine in the future they're going to add more features to these sub outposts, these little mini outposts. But honestly, I actually love the idea of the fishing village. I see great future potential for it. I see a nice, safe, bright place for new spawns to go at night. I know there's flaming barrels so that they can keep warm. I think it's a nice little entry-level outpost because, of course, it's on the coast. The outpost is more inland, and I think for that reason, it's going to actually make a great addition to the game. The kayaks too, I love them. I do a lot of exploring out in the water, so this is just going to be perfect for me. What do you guys think? Do you like the new kayaks, the new paddles, the new mini outposts, aka the fishing villages? Do you think it's a good addition? Do you think Rust is wasting their time? What do you think on the direction of this? I, again, like I said, love it. So leave your comments below so that we can compare notes and see what the buzz is about. But thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like button, and if you're not subbed yet, do the thing. I appreciate you guys so much. And honestly, a more than normal shout out to my patrons. She's like, I always just say thank you and then I leave it at that, but damn, patrons, guys, thank you so much for all the support that you give me. You honestly have no idea how much you guys have been helping me. The YouTube ad revenue has been absolutely, well, it's actually been quite nice, if I had to be honest, but having that additional support from you guys is fantastic. I appreciate you guys. So for all the guys, the little guys, the big guys, thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate you guys like you'll never believe, and thank you again for sticking by me. If you haven't joined the Patreon squad and would love to benefit from absolutely nothing, please be sure to click on the link in the description. I'll leave my Patreon link there, as well as all my other social media links. If you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, the Purple streaming service, or join my world-class Discord, please be sure to click on those social links in the video description below. Thank you again, guys, for watching, and as always, Flak out.